We all love dogs. They're like a part of our family. But some dogs are not trained as well as others. Some dogs are trained to be attack dogs. And certain breeds, let's face it, are more savage than others. And they have to be trained well. I have represented many clients who have been hurt, some severely, through dog bite injuries. My name is Castranova, and I represent people in Southern California that have been injured in dog bite incidents. There are many kinds of dog-related injuries that can occur, and I have represented clients in almost all of them. We have, of course, dogs biting people. We have dogs jumping on people and knocking them over. We have dogs that get out of their handler's control and chase people and cause them to fall. I've had several cases in which the handler or the owner of the dog had one of those leashes, those long leashes, you've seen them, that kind of uncoil and you can't really keep control of the dog. And I've had cases where that dog runs around the client and wraps them up, so to speak. It's almost a comedy, but it happens, and causes them to fall and get hurt. So in California, we've got a law. It's called the dog bite law. And we've also got a law called the leash law. The dog bite law is basically a situation in which an owner is strictly liable if their dog bites someone. So what we mean by that is that the presumption is if someone's dog bites a person and hurts them, that owner is negligent. They're responsible, and they have to prove that they weren't. And most times they can't do that. So it makes it fairly simple if a client comes into my office and tells me, hey, the guy down the street has a dog. He got out and he bit me when I was walking down the street. Right there, we've got negligence. So we just have to prove the amount of damages. I've also had cases in which, as I said, dogs get away from somebody and they push somebody over, knock them over. This frequently happens with mail carriers. I have represented many mail carriers that have been bitten by dogs. I had one case in which a mail carrier came to the door, and the door was open. There was a screen door, and the dog, which was a Doberman Pinscher, went right through the screen, knocked the mail carrier down the stairs, and hurt them badly. And in another case where a meter reader was chased up onto the hood of a truck by a German Shepherd, and the dog got a hold of the meter reader's hand and just ripped their hand open and caused severe nerve damage. I've also had cases in which children have had their faces bitten when they're at somebody's house, and people don't keep a good hold of their dogs, and they go up and they bite little kids. Dogs seem to not really understand what little kids are because they recognize their owner, they recognize their owner's friends, they're larger people. These little kids, most dogs can't even understand what they are. They think they might be little animals or something like that. But the injuries are very severe. You can have situations in which people are maimed and have permanent disfiguring scars on their face or their hands, and you have other situations in which people are actually killed by dogs. So it's very terrible. So usually when an owner is involved, you don't have much of a problem proving negligence. The situation that is different than that is when there is a renter or a leaser of a property. Say they're leasing a house and they have a dog, and that dog bites somebody or hurts somebody. Well, it's not the owner, so there's not automatic negligence proven. What do you do when the owner is not the property is not the owner of the dog? Well, in that case, you have to prove that the owner had notice that this person was keeping a dog, number one, and that he knew that the dog was dangerous. So, for example, the dog had bitten somebody else, the dog had bitten somebody's animal, the dog had been let loose all the time in the neighborhood. If the owner has notice of this, and very often they do, because if an animal gets away a lot, then the animal control agency will find out where the dog is coming from and give notice to the owner of that property. So these are things that you have to investigate. And if the injury is bad enough, it's worthwhile for an attorney to investigate this. I had a case about 2 years ago in which a pit bull was getting loose in the neighborhood. He dug underneath the fence and he was getting loose. And the owner was leasing out the house, so he wasn't living there. But the animal control had notified the owner that there's a dog on that property that's getting loose, and the owner did nothing about it. Well, a 75-year-old woman was walking down the street one evening with her little Lhasa Apso on its leash, and this dog got out. The dog went right to the pit bull went right to the Lhasa Apso, picked him up by the neck, killed him. And of course, the owner, the 75-year-old woman, was trying to get her dog away from the pit bull as the pit bull was killing her dog. And her arms were all torn up by the pit bull. So we had a situation in which the owner of the property did not own the dog. Well, because of our investigation, we were able to prove that the owner knew that this dog was getting out, knew that the dog was terrorizing people and barking at people and growling at people that went by. And so we proved through that the owner of the property, even though he didn't own the dog, was negligent. So dog bite cases can be fairly simple in a case in which the owner's dog has hurt somebody, or they can be more intricate when you've got a bad injury, but the owner of the property does not own the dog. The leaseor or somebody living on the property does. But in either case, what we have to do is we have to do our homework. And a lot of attorneys don't. They don't want to do this kind of work because it costs money. You have to get investigators. You have to put in legwork to find out whether there's been complaints about a certain dog. But if you come to our office, we've done it many, many times, and we've obtained substantial settlements against homeowners and lessees that may have renter's insurance on these kinds of cases. So come to our office if you've been bitten by a dog, and we will take care of you. We will make sure that you get the compensation you deserve.
Hi there. I am an AI avatar reading a real Google review by Chris Jacobi. Elliot Castranova is an excellent attorney who truly has his client's best interest at heart. He is easy to talk to and made me feel comfortable from the start. He clearly explained the legal process for my case. I appreciated that he kept me updated through emails and phone calls. He fought hard and negotiated a settlement that I'm extremely pleased with. Thanks for your review, Chris Jacobi. It's appreciated.
Hi there. I am an AI avatar reading a real Google review by Eric LaRoche. I was injured on a construction site. They made sure I got the insurance I needed and were always available to answer any questions I had. Thanks for your review, Eric LaRoche. It's appreciated.